Michael III's downfall. How trusting friends exemplifies law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends, by Robert Greene. What if your closest ally was secretly plotting your downfall? What if the friend you trusted most, the one you elevated to stand by your side, was the very person who would betray you when you least expected it? History is filled with stories of such treachery, tales that remind us that in the world of power, trust is a dangerous gamble. Welcome to Historic Power Plays, where we explore the timeless strategies of power, ambition, and betrayal through the lens of history. Today, we delve into Law 2 from Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. This law warns us of the risks of relying on friends in positions of power. Friends are often guided by emotion, envy, or self-interest. While they may appear loyal, history shows that they can become complacent, or worse, betray us when given the chance. On the other hand, enemies are predictable. Their motives are clear, and when properly managed, they can be turned into valuable allies. Robert Greene brings this principle to life with compelling stories from history. In this video, we'll explore the dramatic tale of Byzantine Emperor Michael III, who trusted his close friend Basil only to be betrayed and murdered in a quest for power. We'll also dive into the calculated strategy of Emperor Sung of China, who avoided relying on friends by skillfully using rivals to secure his reign. Finally, we'll examine how the powerful Medici family strategically managed relationships with artists to maintain control and avoid betrayal. But why does this matter today? Whether you're navigating a workplace, managing relationships, or pursuing your ambitions, the dynamics of trust and rivalry are as relevant now as they were centuries ago. Understanding the risks of blind trust and the strategic use of enemies can help you avoid costly mistakes and position yourself for success. So, do you think it's better to trust a friend or to manage a rival? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're ready to uncover the secrets of power and strategy, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson. Now, let's step back in time to the Byzantine Empire, where Emperor Michael III's misplaced trust in a humble stable boy would lead to betrayal, murder, and the rise of a new ruler. Let's begin. Historical story 1. Michael III and Basil, the Bulgar Slayer. In the grand tapestry of Byzantine history, few tales are as dramatic or as cautionary as the story of Emperor Michael III and his trusted friend, Basil. Their relationship began as an unlikely partnership and ended in betrayal, forever cementing Basil's name in history and illustrating the timeless wisdom of law. 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Michael III, known as the Drunkard, was a ruler more famous for his indulgences than his leadership. Despite his flaws, he had an eye for talent, and one day, his gaze fell upon a young stable boy named Basil. Basil was no ordinary servant. Born into poverty, he had the strength of a warrior and the cunning of a strategist, traits that quickly caught Michael's attention. Michael, captivated by Basil's charisma and loyalty, began elevating him through the ranks. Basil soon became more than just a servant. He was Michael's confidant, friend, and eventually one of the most powerful men in the empire. The emperor showered Basil with wealth, titles, and responsibilities, even arranging for Basil to marry a member of the imperial family. But as Basil's power grew, so did his ambitions. He was no longer content to serve the emperor. He wanted to rule. Michael, blinded by his trust in Basil, failed to see the danger that was growing in his own court. He overlooked the subtle signs, Basil's increasing influence, his strategic alliances, and the whispers of discontent among the nobles. Then, in 867, Basil made his move. On a fateful night, he orchestrated a plot to assassinate Michael III. With the emperor dead, Basil seized the throne, becoming Basil I, the first emperor of the Macedonian dynasty. His reign would go on to be one of the most successful in Byzantine history, earning him the title Basil, the Bulgar Slayer. Michael III's downfall is a stark reminder of the dangers of trusting friends in positions of power. Friends, as Robert Greene warns us, often feel entitled to their success and can grow resentful or ambitious in the shadow of your authority. Michael's blind trust in Basil allowed his closest ally to become his greatest threat. Contrast this with the strategic use of enemies. Enemies, unlike friends, are predictable. Their motives are clear, and their actions can be managed. Had Michael employed a rival instead of elevating a friend, he might have avoided his tragic fate. But what does this mean for us today? In modern contexts, whether it's in the workplace or personal relationships, the dynamics of trust and power remain the same. Over-relying on friends in professional settings can lead to complacency, blurred boundaries, and even betrayal. By understanding these dynamics, you can better navigate power structures, manage relationships, and safeguard your position. So, what do you think? Could Michael III have foreseen Basil's betrayal? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying these lessons from history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more timeless insights into power and strategy. Your support helps us bring these stories to life. Historical Story 2: Emperor Sung and Chao Kuang-yin. In the long history of imperial China, few rulers understood the delicate balance of power as well as Emperor Sung. Unlike many monarchs who blindly trusted their inner circle, Sung recognized the dangers of over-reliance on friends. Instead, he employed a strategy that turned rivals into allies, demonstrating the timeless wisdom of law. 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Emperor Sung rose to power during a time of great instability. Warlords and factions vied for control, and betrayal lurked in every corner of the court. Sung knew that even those closest to him might someday turn against him. Rather than surrounding himself with old friends, he took a bold and calculated approach. He chose to distance himself from friends and embrace rivals. One of the most notable examples of this strategy was Sung's relationship with Chao Kuang-yin. Chao was a powerful general and a skilled strategist, but he wasn't someone Sung had always trusted. Initially a rival, Chao's ambitions could have easily made him a threat to the emperor. Yet, instead of sidelining Chao or treating him as an enemy, Sung brought him into his inner circle. Sung's approach was strategic. By offering Chuao a position of prominence and authority, he neutralized a potential adversary. Chuao, knowing his new role depended on Sung's favor, remained loyal and devoted to the emperor. The two formed a partnership built not on blind trust, but on mutual understanding and respect, carefully maintained by Sung's awareness of power dynamics. This calculated relationship yielded incredible results. With Chao Kuang-yin by his side, Sung was able to consolidate his rule and bring stability to his empire. Chao's military expertise strengthened the dynasty's defenses, while Sung's leadership ensured that his general never felt overshadowed or undervalued. The partnership exemplified how controlled rivals can become invaluable allies when managed wisely. Compare this to the story of Michael III and Basil, where Michael naively trusted a friend, leading to betrayal and his own assassination. Sung's strategic use of a former rival secured his throne and brought peace to his empire. The difference lies in understanding that enemies can often be more predictable than friends. A rival knows their place and recognizes the boundaries of power, while a friend may blur the lines and overstep. So, how can we apply this lesson to modern life? Whether you're leading a team, managing a project, or navigating social dynamics, understanding the balance of power and trust is crucial. Instead of blindly relying on friends who might grow complacent or entitled, consider the value of working with those who challenge you. Rivalries, when managed carefully, can foster innovation, mutual respect, and success. Could you use this strategy in your life? Have you ever turned a rival into an ally? Let us know in the comments below. Supporting example, the Medicis and the artists. In Renaissance Florence, the Medici family reigned as both political leaders and patrons of the arts. Their influence shaped the culture of the time, and their ability to wield power extended far beyond politics. They understood a crucial principle of power dynamics: to never put too much trust in any single individual, but instead to manage relationships strategically. Nowhere was this more evident than in their dealings with the artists they patronized, including the legendary Michelangelo. The Medicis were known for their keen appreciation of art and their desire to elevate Florence into a cultural capital. To achieve this, they surrounded themselves with some of the greatest creative minds of the era: Botticelli, Leonardo da Vinci, and Michelangelo, to name just a few. But the Medicis didn't simply commission works and step aside. They fostered a culture of rivalry among these artists, ensuring that no single individual could dominate their court or become indispensable. Take Michelangelo, for example. He was fiercely talented and ambitious, but he was also just one player in the Medici's vast network of artists. Lorenzo de' Medici, known as Lorenzo the Magnificent, gave Michelangelo opportunities to showcase his talents, such as sculpting the renowned David and painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling. However, Lorenzo never allowed Michelangelo to feel entirely secure in his position. By supporting other artists equally, Lorenzo ensured that Michelangelo remained motivated to prove his worth while keeping any one artist from gaining too much influence. This strategy extended beyond the arts. By maintaining rivalries among their allies, the Medicis avoided the pitfalls of over-trusting a single confidant or placing too much power in one individual's hands. These rivalries not only fueled innovation, but also kept everyone aligned with the Medici's agenda. No artist or ally could afford to grow complacent, and no one could consolidate enough power to challenge the family's dominance. The results were extraordinary. Under the Medici's patronage, Florence became the heart of the Renaissance, producing masterpieces that still inspire awe today. At the same time, the Medicis themselves maintained control over their court, using their strategic alliances and careful management of rivalries to avoid betrayal and maintain their grip on power. Contrast this with leaders who place blind trust in a single ally, as we saw with Michael III. The Medicis understood that friends could become entitled, complacent, or even disloyal over time. By cultivating competition and managing relationships strategically, they avoided these dangers and ensured long-term success. How does this apply to us today? In any competitive environment, whether it's a workplace, a creative project, or even social circles, the Medici's approach offers valuable lessons. Fostering healthy competition can drive innovation and ensure loyalty. At the same time, being cautious about over-trusting any single individual protects you from potential betrayal or complacency. So, would you have thrived under the Medici's system? Could you have handled the pressures of constant competition while working under one of history's most powerful families? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying these timeless lessons, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more captivating insights into the strategies of power and ambition. Analysis and lessons. Trust is one of the most powerful yet fragile forces in human relationships. It binds alliances, builds teams, and strengthens bonds. But when misplaced, it can lead to betrayal, heartbreak, and the collapse of empires. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies forces us to confront a harsh truth. Trust, while essential, must always be measured and managed. The stories we've explored illustrate this in dramatic fashion. Michael III's blind trust in Basil, his closest friend, not only cost him his throne, but also his life. On the other hand, Emperor Sung of China showed us how managing rivals strategically can yield loyalty and long-term stability. The Medici family demonstrated the genius of fostering competition among allies to maintain control and spark innovation. What ties all these stories together is the psychological complexity of trust and betrayal. The psychology of trust and betrayal. So why do friends often betray us? The answer lies in human nature. Friendships are built on emotional bonds, and those bonds can create a sense of entitlement or complacency. A trusted friend who rises with you may begin to feel that their loyalty is owed rewards, that your success should be their success. If those expectations aren't met, or if they begin to perceive your power as overshadowing their own, they may act out of envy, resentment, or ambition. In contrast, enemies are far more predictable. Their motives are clear, their actions transparent. You know where you stand with an enemy, and by extending them an opportunity, you can transform hostility into loyalty. This is why Robert Greene advises us to be cautious with friends and strategic with enemies. When properly managed, enemies can become some of your most reliable allies. Applying the lessons today, how can we take these lessons from history and apply them in our lives today? In workplaces, for instance, relying too heavily on a trusted colleague can backfire. Friendships at work often blur the lines of professionalism. A friend who feels overlooked for a promotion might harbor resentment, while a rival given a fair opportunity may work harder to prove their worth. In relationships, blind trust can lead to betrayal when expectations go unmet. Maintaining healthy boundaries and open communication is key to avoiding misunderstandings. In politics or leadership roles, the strategy of balancing alliances with controlled rivalries has never been more relevant. Leaders who rely solely on loyalists risk stagnation, while those who engage rivals can foster innovation and create checks and balances. Actionable advice here are 3 actionable strategies to help you navigate trust and alliances in your own life. Be strategic about trust. Not everyone in your circle needs to know everything. Share information and responsibilities judiciously, especially with friends who may blur the lines between personal and professional relationships. Use enemies wisely. Look for opportunities to turn rivals into allies. Giving an opponent a chance to prove themselves can neutralize hostility and even gain you a loyal supporter. Foster healthy competition. Like the Medicis, encourage a sense of rivalry among your team or allies. This keeps everyone motivated and prevents any one individual from feeling indispensable. These principles are just as effective today as they were in the courts of Byzantine emperors, Chinese dynasties, and Renaissance Florence. Power dynamics may evolve, but the psychology behind them remains the same. Conclusion. As we've seen today, Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies is a powerful principle that echoes throughout history. It reminds us that trust is both an asset and a liability, and that managing relationships strategically is essential for navigating power dynamics. Let's recap the stories we explored. First, we delved into the tragic tale of Michael III, the Byzantine emperor who placed unwavering trust in his friend Basil. Michael's misplaced loyalty led to betrayal, murder, and the end of his reign, an enduring warning against the dangers of trusting friends in positions of power. Then, we turned to the story of Emperor Sung of China, who avoided Michael's mistakes by employing a rival, Chao Kuang-yin, as his ally. Sung's strategic decision to manage his enemies rather than over-rely on friends brought stability to his empire and secured his legacy. Finally, we examined the Medici's masterful use of rivalry among artists like Michelangelo. By fostering competition rather than relying on any one individual, the Medicis ensured loyalty, innovation, and the continued dominance of their family. Their approach shows how even in creative endeavors, power dynamics must be carefully managed. Together, these stories teach us that power is not just about who you trust, but how you manage trust. Friends may feel entitled to success, while enemies, when given the right incentives, can become your most reliable allies. By maintaining a balance of trust, skepticism, and strategic alliances, you can navigate even the most complex power dynamics. These lessons are timeless and highly relevant today. In workplaces, relationships, and leadership roles, understanding the principles behind Law 2 can help you avoid betrayal, foster productive alliances, and achieve your goals without falling prey to misplaced trust. So, what's your takeaway? Have you ever trusted someone who let you down or turned a rival into a surprising ally? Share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear how these strategies resonate with your experiences. If you've enjoyed this exploration of power and strategy, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We bring you weekly insights into the hidden dynamics of power, ambition, and leadership through history's most captivating stories. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Law 2 of Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll uncover even more lessons from history's greatest strategists. Until next time, remember, power is a game, and those who master the rules rise above the rest.